Do you ever feel like you don't have the time to sit down and map out your next steps for your business and what it looks like to plot the path of where you want to be, to count the cost and consider the potential obstacles over the next 2 years of what it's going to take to grow your business? Well, let me tell you, if you stay to the end of this video and if you've watched any part of this series, the goal of this Unstuck series is to take the pressure off and help you get clarity and focus to move your business forward. Hey guys, Derek here from the Clear Sound team, and welcome to part 8 of the Unstuck series, a series that helps entrepreneurs just like you learn how to get clarity and move your business forward over the next 2 years. So click the subscribe button, like this video if this series sounds interesting to you, and we are going to talk about how to get moving right now. So if you've watched any of these videos, you've gotten clarity on what it looks like to map out your goals over the next 2 years, and you've plotted the path of what are the obstacles, what is the cost, and what is your why of how you're going to move forward. I believe that if you take the time to do that, if you take the time today to invest in those things, that you'll actually get dividends and interest tomorrow because you'll have clarity and you'll have focus as you move forward. The reality is, as you move forward over the next 2 years, you're going to hit obstacles that come in your way. You're going to have costs that you didn't expect. And if you know where you're heading, then as those roadblocks come up, you'll know how to have endurance moving forward. And that's the point of this series, because a lot of startup entrepreneurs feel like, man, I have so many things going on that I can't even think about where to get started. And people who've been doing this for a while, I know what that's like. It's like, man, I have so many things going on. I don't know how I'll ever do this, right? And that's what this video is for. It's to get you moving. And one of the best ways to move is to do simple first. Let me tell you 2 stories that connect to doing simple first. I have a client of mine who's run 12 successful businesses. He's an amazing man, but he wanted to jump into a new market. And he thought, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to go from a market I was really successful in to a brand new market. It's intimidating, it's challenging, and honestly, I'm nervous. And we sat down and we mapped out his goals and we plotted the path of where he was headed. But then it was, what are those next steps? How do we get moving? And we talked about do simple first. What is the thing he could do right now to move his business forward today that would have the most momentum and impact? So I want you to ask yourself this question. What clear steps can I take today to move my business forward? Again, what clear steps can I take today to move my business forward? So we sat down with that client and he could have done Instagram stories as a personal development coach. He could have built a website. He could have done Facebook ads. He could have went door to door. He could have made phone calls. He could have done emails, but he decided to do Facebook Lives. And for the past several years, this is a several-year-old strategy, but he's done Facebook Lives almost every day. And I've watched his audience grow and grow and grow. Because when he asked that question of what clear steps can I take today to move my business forward, one of the clear steps that would allow him to gain momentum and endurance over the long haul was to do a Facebook Live every day or almost every day. And he's done that over and over and over again. It's built rapport with people, it's connected with people, and now people tune in just like it's a show to connect with him. Another way, when you're writing down these next steps to think about it, is what's going to allow you to have small wins that you can celebrate. Over time, as you're moving toward those goals, you need small wins that you can celebrate. So for me, a story that I've been through is I actually lost 30 pounds over the past year and a half. I remember sitting with my wife and my mother-in-law, my kids. We were eating at a diner and we were eating pancakes and eggs and it was delicious. And I realized, man, I want to be around for my kids long term. I want to be a father who's healthy, who's fit, who's available as my kids grow up, to be there for them. And I knew I had to do something about the healthy uneating and the non-exercising that I was doing. So what I decided, instead of looking at every diet that's out there, I saw all of them, and instead of exercising tomorrow, I said, what if I could walk 10,000 steps a day and I could start to eat right? I could cut out the extra carbs I didn't need and start to make choices by counting my calories and watching what I was eating to do some simple things to move forward. So I lost 30 pounds over the past year and a half, and I feel better than ever. So you should think the same way as you're plotting out your next steps to get moving. What are some small wins where you can say, I see these wins as I'm moving forward? And what are some things that will give you momentum to build other successes upon? If you've watched any of these videos so far, you heard about priority and sequence, which just means don't just do something because it's in front of you. Figure out what is the top priority and what is the sequence of things that need to happen to move your business forward. So think of those clear next steps. And I believe that if you've taken the time to do this, you'll have a basic roadmap towards success. And we've seen this work for several dozen clients. So don't count it off. Don't say you're too busy. Take the time to plot out where you're moving, to set your goals, and to begin to make the next steps forward. So I hope this has been helpful to you. If you're already thinking of, oh, I don't have the budget, I don't have the time, I don't have the focus, I don't have the resources, don't think that way. Think about what you have in front of you that you can get moving on right now to make the most impact. I meet so many entrepreneurs who get stuck in this move step because they have so many things coming at them. A lot of people say, oh, I'm overstimulated, I'm overstimulated, I'm overstimulated. I understand. Take some time apart from other people. I usually do this once a week. I'll set a 2-hour time block aside and I'll just start writing down all the things in my head. And I'll start writing down, okay, what are the steps we can do this week? At the end of my week, I try to say, okay, what are my plans for next week? What are the big things I want to accomplish? That is a big part of doing simple first, is getting clarity on what things will build momentum and small wins for you now that will have a big impact over time. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video and this has been impactful, click the like button below, subscribe, and let me know in the comments how you've gotten clarity and how you've gotten focus as you've written down your clear next steps. I'm so excited for the last 2 videos in the series where we talk about finding your stride, rhythms that help you move your business forward over the next 2 years, right? If you start doing some good stuff this week or next week or the week after, but don't build a healthy rhythm to move towards success, then it's only a short-term gain. And lastly, the last video will be on ramping, which is how do you take what you're doing well and scale it. So guys, again, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for the next videos. We're going to finish up this Unstuck series. And at the end, have a map for you where you can plot out your goals, your next steps, and what it looks like to take daily, weekly actions to move forward in the next 24 months. Thanks so much, guys, for staying tuned to the end of this video. Derek here from the Clear Sound team, and I will see you soon.